Welcome, this is Shakti, your online astrologer. Online because I'm living on Maui in paradise and very far away from everything. So I do most of my work online, my readings and my astrology teachings. Today I want to invite you to hear about the lunar eclipse and a little bit about solar eclipse and what it all means and how you can use that in your personal journey. And one thing to be aware of when we talk eclipses, they can only happen because the sun and the moon are, from our earthly perspective, the same size. So that's why we can have eclipses. So with the coming up lunar eclipse in Libra, we have a lot of emphasis on relationship and who we are in that dance with the other. And in my belief system, relationship is really such a huge part of who we are. I mean, who would we be without the others? And to interconnect and love and learn about that balance between me and my own self and compromise with the other. So I prepared a PowerPoint presentation. I invite you over to, and I hope you will enjoy. Welcome over here to my full moon lunar eclipse discussion, which will be a total lunar eclipse and it will be in Libra. So you might find this material helpful if you're either interested in what's going on with the moon astrology in the moment and the lunar eclipse in specific, but also if you have any planets in Libra, because to make sense out of the lunar eclipse and what it means for you, we need to look deeply into the Libra personality and archetype. If you are a subscriber and have been following my forecasts, you know that I pay a lot of attention to the moon position and cycle throughout the months, and especially the new moon and the full moon is where we kind of culminate in the energies with the full moon, and with the new moon we kind of start onto a new cycle. So the whole idea with paying attention to the moon is that the moon is so connected with our inner world, with our individual emotional perceptions and how we feel. So for us, of course, to feel good and to be in alignment and feel like we're in the right place doing the right things is really important and goes a long way to feeling content and happy. So today I will talk about what is a lunar eclipse. And this specific lunar eclipse is in Libra, the sign of the lover and the judge. And what does that really mean? And then if you hang in towards the end of the video, you will get very practical suggestions what you can do with this very special full moon, total lunar eclipse in Libra. So this full moon lunar eclipse happens at April 14th at 9:42 p.m. Hawaiian Standard Time at 25 degrees Libra. A little bit about me. My name is Shakti Carola Navran and I'm living on Maui, as you know. So because of that, I have to spend a lot of time on the computer. So I do a lot of my work online with forecasts and readings for people. And I do that because I am really passionate about astrology. So my intention is to get you inspired and to teach you enough about astrology that you are motivated to deepen your own inner knowledge, to really use this tool for your own contentment and satisfaction and joy in your life. When we use astrology, the art of astrology, we work with archetypes and symbols. So it doesn't matter if we do a forecast reading or birth chart reading, we have, like with the archetypes and symbols, the access to the underlying creative forces of the universe we all resonate with. And there are always higher and lower manifestations, forms, how these underlying creative forces will be expressing themselves. So of course, so more conscious we are, so higher evolved we are, so higher manifestations we will be able to bring to the table according to the underlying principle. So here's where I'm very excited about astrology, and I have seen it working in my life and many of my clients, that really consciousness is the key. And astrology is kind of really a very fast way to create this high perspective, this wisdom perspective onto your life or segments of your life. So the Earth revolves around the Sun and the Moon circles the Earth. So in a full moon situation, sometimes it happens that when that alignment is kind of in a straight line, that we have a lunar eclipse. So the lunar eclipse means that the Earth is kind of briefly taking away the light flowing from the Sun towards the Earth. And it's not like the moon is disappearing. Often we get kind of a reddish brownish color because some of the light frequencies of the sun get reflected from the shadow the Earth is pointing towards the moon. So it's not all dark, it's often red. So this lunar eclipse is a total lunar eclipse, so we're having a real straight alignment. But sometimes we might just have a partial lunar eclipse. So I would say astrologically, the full lunar eclipse, of course, will have the strongest astrological and frequency impact. So here I have the solar and lunar eclipse dates for you. So we have this total lunar eclipse, April 14th. Then we have a solar eclipse coming up, April 29th. We have another total lunar eclipse, October 8th, and a partial solar eclipse, October 23rd. So these are the 4 dates for this year. A lunar eclipse is an extra powerful full moon. And you can imagine it or compare it to restarting your computer. So sometimes when you have trouble with something in your computer, if you just restart it, it fixes itself. So here, for us in a lunar eclipse and this interruption in the flow of the energy and the light from the sun to the moon, we experience the restart of our emotional consciousness. And with that, the possibility to reach a new level of awareness, a new sense of emotional maturity, emotional sense of self. And that makes it very special. So it's interesting for you to find out where that lunar eclipse in your chart is happening and if it's activating different aspects in your chart. Here you can see how the chart would look like for the exact lunar eclipse. So the interesting thing is that just before the lunar eclipse, moon has gone over Mars, Mars also in Libra, and we have 3 planets and a 4th symbol in Aries in opposition to the Libra. So whenever we have opposing signs emphasized, then it's really about bringing those potentially complementing forces together, but also they're 180 degrees away, they're opposing each other, they're very different. So again, it needs consciousness, it needs our awareness to come to that place of complementation and integration. Also, you can see here we have the Grand Cross between Mars, Pluto, Uranus, and Jupiter, which many people have talked about, and it's kind of another Big Bang activation, especially because it correlates with the US chart. So we can expect that this lunar eclipse and the whole month of April gonna bring up really changes we need to to make in the political and economical structures of our country. And we will start the exploration from the Libra side of the axis, because this is where the eclipse is happening. So this is where the emphasis is. But in order to Libra in a high-end evolved fashion, Mars needs to be integrated. So in order to do the balancing, the loving act, the relationship orientation of Libra right, you need to have some spunk. You need to have integrated your inner warrior, your willpower. So let's have a look at all that more specific. Let's talk about the Libra personality to get more of an idea what kind of energies are there for us. So Libra is the archetype of the lover, of relationships in the zodiac. So we talk about the artist in that sign, the diplomat, the peacemaker, the counselor. So you can see we have here two lines. One is the interactive with the other as a counselor, as a diplomat, as a lover. So it's about that social interaction. And then, of course, we know Libra is ruled by Venus as the artist, the muse of the artist. So it's about the creative expression. So the Libra personality as a lover values all heart connections. First of all, of course, intimate, connected relationship, the bond, the commitment. That's why the seventh house often is related to marriage. So it's a connection which is ideally an eye-to-eye, very balanced relationship. But of course, often we need to experience unbalance, and one doesn't work in a relationship in order to know what we need and what makes it work. So relationships of all kinds are something where Libra can learn and is attracted to. So Libra in general holds this ideal of love, but often is far away of it and really needs to learn. What does it take? And it's always about this dance between having enough strength, self-worth, self-knowledge on one hand, which would be the areas Mars qualities, in order to really do this balancing act with one other person. As I mentioned before, there are always two kind of general directions to live those creative forces. One is the low end side, the shadow side, and hopefully we do learn that way as well. But then there's a high road, which is very closely connected to our consciousness. And here for Libra, the high road, Libra is learning, it's all about relationship. It's about finding that harmony, that balance, that sense of peace. And in general, they're learning about relationship. What does it take to make a relationship work? So for Libra, the low-end path is too much compromise, not standing your ground, dithering, not being able to make a decision, kind of standing on the fence. Then the whole area of codependency, which is something we all have some experience in a relationship. So for Libra, this is a really dark road to take. So losing oneself in a relationship, in the other, making the other more important than oneself. That's a low-end path for Libra. So now I'd like to come to the more practical suggestions for this full moon eclipse and discuss what you can do in order to ride this wave, to face emotional disturbances you might experience this month. So first of all, I want to invite you to meditate and contemplate what it means for you to be a warrior of the heart. I know there have been books written about that, the loving qualities of the heart, the forgiving qualities of the heart. But what does it mean for you? I mean, how can a warrior be in alignment with the heart? So you need to find your own answers here. Another practical suggestion is to find your aesthetic and artistic self-expression this month. So you could sign up for an art class, do a dancing class, um, go through your closet, find out if your clothes are really in alignment with who you are in your aesthetic self-expression. And often there are many clothes in there we don't wear anymore, but they're still in there. So that might be a good project for this month. Because it is so important for Libra to find that sense of harmony, of balance, of peaceful existence. The question for you this month is, how do you find your serenity, your balance? So do you use food to calm yourself down, or drugs, or do you have better ways? Are you a meditator? Do you exercise? So just pay some attention of what are your preferred ways to reach that sense of serenity. And then, of course, relationships are complicated. So it is definitely something we need to put some effort in to learn relationship skills. So this is the time to do that. And one area we can polish our skills is the area of communication. How do we express ourselves, our needs, our demands? And there is a field called non-violent communication or compassionate communication. And there are seminars and there are videos out there which give you a good idea that there are really smarter ways to get in touch what your inner needs are, and how you express those to your partner in a way that he or she really gets it, really can respond to it without just being reactive and fight with you. So if you're not in a relationship but you want to be, then I found it very powerful to make that list, the list of all the qualities you're looking for. And of course, that will be greatly influenced from all your past relationships. And I have done that many years of my life. And it's really magical how the things you write down and you think which are important, you're going to get next time around. And the qualities you forgot to write down and which didn't seem to be in the forefront of your consciousness, you didn't get. So make a list. Just make that process of selection, of attraction, of attracting your mate, a more conscious process. As a subscriber, you know that I work my whole life with helping to balance difficult areas in one's birth chart with appropriate gemstones. So here for the Libra, one of the true birthstones is a Herkimer diamond, which is not a diamond, but crystal quartz, which has wonderful balancing and other metaphysical qualities. I have another video out just about the Herkimer diamond, so if that's of interest for you, you might want to check that out. Here, let's just look at the balancing qualities of this natural double terminated crystal, where the endpoints are very close coming together. And because of that, when you wear it in your heart, it really balances between the 3 upper chakras and the 3 lower chakras. So Herkimer diamond is actually one of my favorite stones because it has many beautiful qualities coming out of that. So For Libras, this is one of your most magnificent and powerful allies. So the evolutionary goal for the Libran soul, the karmic destiny, is to learn about serenity, to find that point of balance, of peace, of being. And that balance point is in one's own heart. I like to let you know that I will be teaching astrology classes for beginners and advanced classes down the road. And this will start April 12th. And this will be appropriate if you have no prior knowledge about astrology, or if you know just some, but you don't know how to put it all together into a reading, all these different dimensions of signs, houses, aspects. So these will be online webinar classes, a very small group of only 12 people. So you will have enough space to ask questions and to really make it interactive. I'm really looking forward to this. So if you're interested, if you want to become an astrologer or just use it for your own personal growth, let me know. Call me, shoot me an email, and we can connect. Each video and each month, I am reminding myself and you that it's really about learning to enjoy the energies along the way, the energies of the specific planetary forces at work. So we are often very focused on the intentions, on our goals, but I think a gift in life, and it's a specific gift and skill to develop, is to really enjoy ourselves along the way, to be where we are. Every journey starts from where you are. Please talk to me, leave me your comments. This is what I'm living for. I'm always talking to this empty space. So for you to get back to me, it really enriches me, and I know what I'm doing this for. So I'm looking forward to hear from you. If you haven't done so yet, now it's a good time to sign up for your subscription, so you will be kept informed whenever I have a new forecast video ready and up. So please subscribe if you like my work. You can also go to my website, mauiastrologyreading.com, to sign up for my newsletter, which will also give you a free report for your love stone based on your birth chart. So if you love gemstones, why don't you do that? And of course, if you liked the material I presented, please like me. Again, this is how you can reach me. I'm living in Hawaii, so my phone number is 808-878-8182. Or you can go to my website, mauiastrologyreading.com. So if you're interested in a personal reading, that's how you can reach me. I have been doing astrology for 35 years, so I have a lot of experience, and I really, really love to do this work because I see again and again how much of a difference it can make in somebody's life to have that kind of high wisdom and evolutionary perspective. So call me and we can do our reading through Skype online, and you can come visit me here on Maui. So as we say here, aloha, and thank you for visiting, and I see you soon.